I believe this story surfaced today, and it got me a little fired up. This woman owns a Doberman, and the rules in her mobile home says that you can't own this specific breed. See the title? Woman fights mobile home park to keep emotional support dog. Of course, they use the word animal.
Alexis Correa Ramirez says that her 3-year-old Doberman Amber is a sweetheart.
Now, I want to make sure that you caught that. I assume that these are her children in the back seat. And you clearly see that dog turn around and start licking this child in the mouth. And you can see that the child held up his or her mouth to the dog to allow the dog to lick his or her mouth. I don't know if this is a boy or girl. Clearly, this woman taught her child to do that, either directly or she led by example. We know full well that she lets the dog lick her in the mouth because she is doing it in this broadcast.
Ramirez says that her 3-year-old Doberman Amber is a sweetheart, trained to help.
What does that have to do with being an emotional support? It's for her. But you see, she's treating it like a family dog. Is this legit? Or is this some more zoinked out, nasty, suspected zoophile behavior?
Amber is a sweetheart, trained to help her with severe anxiety and depression. She says one day she found a letter on her home giving her 45 days to give Amber away, and that's when she reached out to us for help.
Okay, she got a letter giving her 45 days to get rid of the dog, so she reached out to this media outlet, KTNV Channel 13 Las Vegas.
This is Alexis Correa Ramirez and 3-year-old Amber, her emotional support dog.
She is trained to calm me down. If I feel anxiety, she won't leave my side.
Do you believe that? Do you believe what she just said? Look at her sitting up here with this big dirty shirt. She got all kinds of smudge and nastiness all over her shirt. And who holds a dog's face like this? Look at how she's holding the dog's face. Is this normal? Or is this the behavior of a zoophile? I'm just asking a question. This is supposed to be a dog that gives or provides some type of service. Okay, so why would you caress it as if it's your lover? Told y'all to keep an eye on these dog lovers' skin. Look at the skin around her face, particularly around her chin, where the dog licks all the time. You decide for yourself.
She is trained to calm me down. If I feel anxiety, she won't leave my side. If she feels like I'm having a panic attack, she will jump on my shoulders and she would kiss my nose.
You see? You see? She lets this mutt lick her all in the face. With these emotional support mutts, like I said many times, I believe this is the way that zoophiles are accepted in society. They can openly become intimate and fulfill their zoophile desires in public and have it accepted by the general public. Because that's all they do, is they make out with these dogs. What you see these people doing has nothing to do with no stupid emotional support. They're literally making out with these dogs. And they call that emotional support. This is foreplay. Nothing short of foreplay. Weird and it's nasty.
Trained to calm me down.
Big nasty dirty shirt. She got some wet spot right here. Y'all see that? Got some dirt smudge right here, all up through here. Just nasty, filthy, and dirty. All kind of bumps and rashes all over her face. possibly because she let this nasty, trashy mutant lick her in the face all the time and has taught her kids to let the dog lick them in the face as well. Her kids should be taken away from her. People like this not fit to be no parent. Obviously, that's not up for debate. She's endangering them, just like all the rest of these dog nuts. Once again, you gotta plead with people to care for the very life of their own children. Endangering her kids, endangering everybody in the community, in the trailer park. I don't care what type of emotional problems you having. You don't have the right to do all of that. Not only are you endangering everyone physically, in the form of physical attacks, you're nasty. You go on to kiss other human beings, touch other human beings, shake their hands, you touch items. These types of people are dangerous. They contract these zoonotic diseases and then they spread them to other people. This is not me venting against her lifestyle just because I don't like it. These types of people are dangerous because they are so flippin' nasty.
Fight for anxiety, she won't leave my side. If she feels like I'm having a panic attack, she will jump on my shoulders and she would kiss my nose. Breathe, I'm okay.
Correa Ramirez says that the
This is nothing but nastiness.
dog helps her cope with multiple mental health issues brought about by her rough past.
As a kid, I did suffer a lot of trauma. You know, I was raped. I've had domestic violence relationship.
Rape and domestic violence. Look, pretty much everybody dealt with some type of trauma early in their life. That does not give you the right to do what you're doing, to endanger everybody else. How is that the solution anyways? How is that a solution? You think because you had a rough past that gives you the right to spread zoonotic diseases throughout the human population, to endanger helpless kids who have no choice but to live in this home with you and your nasty self? You think you now have the right to endanger everybody in the community? No, you don't. I don't want to hear nothing about your little troubled past. Personally, don't believe it anyways, because you nutters are a bunch of pathological liars from the get-go. All you do is lie. I told you these people are mentally ill, man. And you can't let people like that just have their way constantly nonstop. This entitled woman, that's why she reached out to this media outlet. That she reached out to them only after her manager gave her 45 days to produce the proper documents and she failed to do it.
So she was shocked when she recently found a note on her home from New Park Management, giving her 45 days to get rid of it.
Do you believe that? You heard what she said? The dog helps me do this, helps me do that. Wait a minute.
As a kid, I did suffer a lot of trauma. I've had to breathe. I'm okay.
Correa Ramirez says that the dog...
She won't leave my side. If she
helps her, what'd she say?
If I feel anxiety,
yeah.
She's trained to calm me down.
She said it's trained to calm her down.
If I feel anxiety, she won't leave my side.
Do you believe that? I call BS.
Found a note on her home from New Park Management, giving her 45 days to get rid of Amber after 3 years of living here, even though ESAs are federally protected. Amber believes that the new manager
Now they say ESAs are federally protected. I did not think that it was emotional support dogs. I thought it was only trained dogs, service dogs for people with a disability. And emotional support dogs did not qualify. Right? And I told you that's why it does not help to have an apartment complex or trailer park where large dogs are not permitted, because all they'll do is look for a loophole. Oh, it's permitted because it's an emotional support dog. She seems smart enough to put a vest on this dog, so why couldn't she provide the proper documents?
Targeting her after she complained to Walnut Estates management for his comments about the dog.
You see? You see? And hats off to this new manager. This is a new manager.
Comments about the dog.
Of course she feels like she's being targeted. She doesn't want to abide by the rules and regulations.
Ah, like a typical dog nutter.
She feels as though she is an exception.
See? She feels as though she's an exception. Sounds very familiar. Typical nutter behavior.
If she didn't, then you wouldn't be here talking to me right now.
Manager Ivan Leon says he's just doing his job and went right to the rule book.
Page 4, paragraph 6, pets and restrictions.
And word for word,
33A says,
listed the rules allowing him to rehome the dog. No Dobermans allowed.
No Dobermans allowed. Named her dog specifically.
Walking the dog without a leash. The dog
walking without a leash. The dog is not on leash right now. Typical nutter.
Barking.
And you notice Mutt is always barking nonstop. This ain't nothing but a nasty little trashy, dirty little dog nutter. Being disruptive and inconsiderate to her neighbors. And it's so sad that a lot of these people are too afraid to say anything. Too afraid to say, look, your dog is keeping me up at night. Your dog is a threat. I don't want to let my kids out to play because of your dog. Constantly off leash. People are afraid to say anything to these people. We got to cut that out. These people are inconsiderate at the highest level. So we are not entitled to be considerate towards them.
Despite Correa Ramirez claiming she registered the dog with old management, Leon says he doesn't have that paperwork in his records, and she didn't produce the new documents in the month he gave her.
You hear that? Just exactly what I told you. She claims that she registered the dog with the old management, but he said, I don't have that paperwork. Old management did not leave that paperwork that you claim you gave to them with me. And then he gave her a month to produce the paperwork, and she failed to produce it. And then when he said, look, I gave you a month, you have not produced the paperwork, get rid of that dog. And then after he says that, she reaches out to this media outlet. Oh, please help me. I'm being targeted. I'm a dog lover. Help me. That is so disgusting, these entitled lunatics. No, you're not getting no help. You're not getting no help from nobody. The only thing this broadcast is going to do is embarrass you.
Home the dog. No Dobermans allowed. Walking the dog without a leash. The dog barking. And despite Correa Ramirez claiming she registered the dog with old management, Leon says he doesn't have that paperwork in his records, and she didn't produce the new documents in the month he gave her.
I have to enforce the rules, and I've been doing so. Some people like me because of it, some people don't.
Now, Correa Ramirez says that she reached out to us to get help with her own situation, but also to let other people know that federal regulators with HUD will help you if you feel that you're being discriminated against. The legal team at Walnut Estates says that if she provides proof that the dog is properly insured in the 45-day window, the case against her will be dropped.
You see how many media outlets are dog nutters? And they're quick to help other dog nutters? It's too bad that people who are not dog nutters don't, and they've never had media outlets that helps them. There's already been 2 different media outlets who reported on this story. But when you put the pieces together, this woman comes across to me like a liar, a flat-out liar, and a suspected zoophile. Nobody's going to convince me that this woman needs this dog because of any type of medical condition she may have. And we have the right to be suspicious, seeing that she failed to produce that paperwork. Why does she deserve help? Is my question. What type of unprofessional, unethical media outlet are you? Were you going to try to help a woman who failed to produce paperwork that she claims she provided to old management? You want to reach out to help a woman who is endangering 3 children who could get attacked at any point in time. You want to help a woman who's endangering an entire community. Again, what type of filthy, sick, unethical media outlet are you? It is past time we called out this disgusting, subhuman, trashy behavior. Now let me switch over to my PowerPoint. I won't be too long. I really just wanted to vent about this story and this disgusting woman. Leon, the manager, said this woman has broken multiple rules and community guidelines with this Mutt. Here, let me get this photo as I read this so you can be visually disgusted as you listen to this disgusting story. She broke multiple rules and community guidelines with this dog, including rules that exclude Doberman breeds. She has broken the leash law, the leash rule. So she walks this thing with no leash, and she allows it to bark. She is a nuisance. She is disturbing the peace. She's making people not want to allow their kids to play outside. And you telling me this woman deserves help so that she can continue to do so? Says the biggest violation, Leon said, was a lack of paperwork to register the dog with the office. How can you fail to provide that type of paperwork? She said she registered the dog with the previous management, but he don't have that paperwork. Why would he lie? I believe him. You ain't registered nothing. This woman, just like all other dog nutters, disturb the peace, and they do a lot more than that. They intimidate people, and that's their whole goal. They want to scare people, make kids scared to go out and play. They want to disturb the peace. They want to make a spectacle out of themselves. They want attention. A bunch of mentally ill narcissists. That is what I believe. So let's hope that she is forced to get rid of this Mutt that she behaves with in the most weird and disgusting, nasty way that has led me to suspect that she is engaged in zoophile behavior. In my book, she is right here on camera with the way she's behaving. And I don't care what this Mutt is said to do for her. She has no business teaching her kids to allow this nasty mutant to lick them in the mouth. You decide for yourself. Again, her name is in the article. Correa Ramirez. Wait a minute. I'm gonna give a link to the article that I got this from. That's what we're going to do. Her name is Alexis Correa Ramirez. Here is the link. Wait a minute. What are we doing here? No. See, I thought I was live. I'm not live. I'm going to leave the link in the description box. You decide for yourself as we continue with this crusade.